Well, welcome back. How's it going, everyone? Y'all will make some dinner. We're going to do some quick stuff tonight. We're going to do some chicken tendies. We're going to do some fried okra. Maybe some carrots. I think I've got some buffalo. We're going to toss these babies in. And I've got some homemade ranch that I made last week that we need to use up. So let me kind of show you where we're at, okay? All right, so basically I thawed my chicken out. It was chicken breast, and I cut it into strips. And then I put it in a bag with some buttermilk. I put some salt, pepper, garlic powder, celery salt, and poultry seasoning. And, you know, do that till your ancestors tell you to stop. You need to let that marinate for at least an hour or so. And then basically you just get you some all-purpose or some self-rising flour, put in another bag because it's easy to clean up. You put the same exact spices in that flour that you put in that, right? And then you get some oil and a good cast iron skillet, y'all, because if you ain't got one, you need one. That's the best way to fry chicken. You're going to put that on a decent heat just to get the oil, and then we're going to put it down to about a 4. I got this oil still going because that's for the fried okra. And then basically you're just going to dredge your flour, and then you're going to put it in a pan, and you're going to fry it. So you just take it from this bag, and you put it in that bag. We got a few more pieces here to get in. Y'all need to be doing full fat buttermilk too. Don't be playing around with that low fat or non-fat, or don't be messing around with that. Nobody needs that. Okay, I got all the chicken out. We get to throw that away. And then just pop the air out, see you, babe. And it's like shaking, babe, right? But it ain't got all that crap in it. And if it's too wet and you didn't have enough flour in there, just throw in a little bit more flour. Wipe your counter down because it's messy. Now, I've told y'all before to be patient. Brown food tastes good. Don't be messing with it. See how pretty that is? Now we're going to flip it over. You don't want you want it to be hot enough that the chicken doesn't like sop up the oil, because if it's too cold and it doesn't sizzle when you put it in, it'll kind of drink up that oil and your chicken will be greasy, and nobody likes greasy chicken. But you don't want it so hot that it browns the flour before your chicken is cooked, because it's going to take about 15 minutes probably for that chicken to cook. See, those ain't ready yet, so we're going to leave them alone. And you don't want to put so much chicken in your pan that you cool the temperature down really fast, and then you end up with greasy chicken. Yeah, so that's the secret to that. Cast iron holds your heat in really, really, really well, which is why we like to use it, because once you get it up to temp, it tends to kind of stay there, and it convects the heat all nice and even. Now, y'all can use whatever okra you want. I use this brand. Why? Because it was there. I mean, frozen okra is frozen okra. Throw one in there. Okay, she's bubbling. And again, same thing. Just throw in a small handful. You don't want to put a whole lot in there, because you're going to drop the temperature of the oil really quickly. And then basically your food's going to sop up the oil. You get the drift. All right, now babies, this is just me. Y'all can do whatever you want, but if you want the tips and tricks, here it is. Get you a wire rack. These are cooling racks. These can go in the oven. Put that on a pan so that you don't make things drippy. When you're frying chicken, it's better if you don't put this on a paper towel. Put it on a rack, because then all the oil drips down right into the pan and not back in your chicken. Which is kind of that's how that works. I'm flipping this around a little bit just because I don't want it to keep getting so brown, but that chicken ain't done, so we got to keep rolling. And then you just, the okra, it's already floating, but it needs to turn a really pretty golden brown. Now, I can put that on a paper towel, or if you really want to, you can put it on the wire rack as well. So we're going to cook a little bit more chicken, and y'all come back. All right. Now that chicken looks pretty done. We've got some carryover cooking time as well. What does that mean? Well, it means just because we took it off the fire doesn't mean it stopped its cooking. It's still going to cook a little bit after you've removed it from the fire. That's how you end up with really dry scrambled eggs, is you cooked them too far and then you took them off and they were still cooking. Like my scrambled eggs, I will pull them off the heat when they're almost set, but they're not quite set, because by the time I get everything else done, the eggs are fully cooked by the time I get them. Does it start to make sense? Okay, I'm just saying. I do want to cool this pan down just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of the chicken because I want these to cook just a little bit longer. So we're just going to get in here. See? Looky there. And as we're adding in this chicken, it's going to naturally cool down your pan because you're adding in more raw chicken. That is a different temperature than the heat that you have right now. So that will naturally kind of slow that process down just a little bit so that we don't burn the flour and have raw chicken. We're going to teach y'all how to cook some Southern food, whether you want to or not. All right, that's all of it. Now, if I wanted to make gravy, I ain't gonna, because that ain't what we're doing this time. I would save this flour, and this is what I would use for my roux when I was going to make my Southern, and I would make milk gravy to go, basically, with this, because then all your stuff, all your flavor profiles match. Does that make sense? There you go. All right, well, this chicken's almost done. We're going to quit, because we're at 7 minutes, and I want to get to the end. All right, well, our last batch, sorry, I don't know if it's just smoky in here or what's going on. But anyway, my last batch of okra is almost done. I am, instead of tossing them, I'm going to take my buffalo and I'm going to put a little bit of butter in it. We're going to put it in the microwave and we're going to heat it up. I like Sweet Baby Ray's mild. You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever flavor you want. You can toss your chicken. You can not toss your chicken. We decided tonight we're not going to toss our chicken. We're just going to dip. So it's going to go in the microwave with some butter because butter makes everything taste better. All right, now I'm on, whoop, sorry. Sorry. Let me turn you around to show you what okra is supposed to look like. Look at that deliciousness fixed to be in your mouth hole. Yeah. Now, I'm just going to tell you a little thing that I do. You can do whatever the hell you want, but this is what I do. That's a lot of oil that's in that pan. Also, that's in my pan, that's my cast iron that I've just stuck in the oven because I don't want it to smoke up everything. I'm going to let that oil cool down, and we're going to strain it. And I have a little container that I use right here. See? We strain that off, and I'll reuse that oil a couple of times depending on what I'm frying. All right, well, the weather's nice, so we're going to take advantage of it. So we're going to eat outside on the veranda or the courtyard. So here you go. I got a little bit of fried okra. Look how beautiful that is. Do y'all see that? Let's see if we got a crunch. That's a nice crunch. A nice crunch. We have our nice little chicken tenders. They're not greasy. We'll try a little buffalo. We'll see if they're any good. From my kitchen to yours. Cheers. I mean, I know what my chicken tastes like, so it's not a surprise. So there you go. Y'all can now make some Southern fried chicken and some fried okra, right? There you go. You're truly in the South now. If you can't remember how we did it, y'all know what to do. Put the comments down below, although this time it ain't Pinterest. This time it's on me. Love you. Bye.